I saw two films in the cinema this week. One of them was Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie, and the other one is The Creator. Now, aren't you glad I chose to talk about The Creator? Hi, my name's Drew and welcome to another review video on Flying Wiener. Yes, I saw the Paw Patrol film. It's, you know, if you've got kids, it's fine. Don't think about it too much. It was special to me because it was the first time I went to the cinema with my daughter. Obviously, having a YouTube channel that mainly does film reviews, you can tell that I'm very passionate about the film industry and cinema. So, you know, while obviously I would have, if I had the choice to pick whatever I wanted to, it would not have been the new Paw Patrol film, but at least that was where our interests aligned. By the way, she enjoyed it a lot, so yeah, and it was fine, you know, at least to give my shortest review. If you look at it from a filmmaking perspective, it's very well made. You just should not think about a lot of issues that the film has with plot points and the shameless marketing of their own product, etc, etc. Anyway, like I said, I chose The Creator to talk about today because I saw it just a few days ago actually, and it is a really, really cool film. It's flying a lot under the radar because for some reason, I don't know, film studios nowadays, they just don't market their films really well. This really, I nearly missed it actually. I just saw it pop up on social media. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this film was coming out. Because you don't see any trailers anywhere, posters, what have you. It's really crazy, especially with a topic like this. Just to, you know, before we jump into it, it's about AI, which is such a hot topic. It's probably the topic of this year, you know, talked about everywhere in all sorts of contexts. So how can you not market a film like this really well? Anyway, I'm a bit disappointed because I just saw the numbers from this first weekend, and in America the domestic box office was only $14 million, which is a bit disappointing. But it is a really cool film. I will just, you know, say that straight off the bat. It's an original sci-fi film, so that, you know, it's not a sequel or a remake or whatever Hollywood loves to do these days. It's an original story. It's made by Gareth Edwards, who, to me, was filmed one of the best Star Wars, if not the best Star Wars film of the past, let's call it decade. He did Rogue One. So, you know, I really like that film. I think it's great. He also did 2014's Godzilla, which I really liked. You know, I thought it was great. It was just the whole build-up at the start until you've got, you know, Godzilla finally appearing, just massive and everything. Really liked that Godzilla film. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, of course I want to see this. I had actually forgotten until you know, being in the cinema and seeing the credits roll, etc. Hans Zimmer did the music for The Creator. So, I mean, there's another thing, another reason for why, you know, I would have wanted to see the film anyway. But yes, so it's an original sci-fi film, but I'd say maybe let's get stuck into the plot first to give you an idea about that. The film's set in the future, 2065-ish, I think it is. And we get a brief introduction at the start of the film. You see, well, humanity developing AI, and unfortunately, this AI detonated a nuke in the center of Los Angeles, killing over 1 million people. The USA outlaws AI, you know, doesn't use any AI, and actually goes so far as to wage war against AI worldwide. So a lot of other countries in the world, they embrace AI, they use it, they integrate it into their society, and the USA is trying to, well, not even secretly, but is really trying to get at the AI, obviously without warring with other countries. Not quite sure how that works, to be perfectly honest, but that is what we're in. This is the situation we're in. Our story is focused on a guy called Joshua. He's played by John David Washington, who is, again, in a cool sci-fi film. The last one was Tenet, you know, I saw that. And now he's here. By the way, I'll leave a link to my review video of Tenet at the end of this video. And so he is an undercover agent. He is trying to find the creator, the father of AI, you know, the sort of trying to, you know, cut the head off the snake, as it were. And that's what happens. And he gets into this dodgy situation where he falls in love with this with this person who's working within the AI community, played by Gemma Chan. Her character's name's Maya. And yeah, then there's this raid that happens by the US Army. He doesn't know about it. She's killed, and you know, he obviously really does not want to have anything to do with the US anymore, but they managed to pull him in because they're like, no, she's still alive, you know, and she's there. And yeah, it's all about this big weapon, this Alpha Zero, you know, what is it? And they think that this is going to end the war. I mean, in favour of the of the AI, so that they want to take out Alpha, or is it Alpha Zero? I can't remember exactly how they pronounce it. Anyway, it's one of the two. Yeah, so that is the basic story we've got. So he's trying to find this super weapon, and he is helping them one last time in the hopes that he will find his wife again. Who was pregnant at the time, by the way, when that incident happened, where where she was killed, at least, or he thought she was killed. We follow him along, and he finds this weapon, and I mean, I will share this as a small spoiler, but I think it's kind of obvious anyway when you see a trailer or something. It's actually a child AI, you know, so it's a child robot, as it were. And that's a big weapon. I won't explain to you why it's the weapon and what's so special about the kid, etc. And so, yeah, so he's got this kid and he's trying to find his wife. That's the basic gist of it. The US Army comes after them because he doesn't want to hand over the kid yet, because it's at the same time, it's his only way to hopefully finally get to his wife. So he's running from the US Army, and they're hell-bent on getting to the child this weapon to take it out. And yeah, it's a bit of a cat and mouse game in that regard. So the thing is, I mean, I say it's original, etc. It's not like there are a lot of things here that are brand new, etc. So it's quite interesting where it's not mind blowing or anything. It's just executed so well, and it makes you interested in so many things, because the film, to me, it's got various genres. The first part of it, especially, you know, with the army and that, feels a lot like a computer game like Command and Conquer, like a strategy game, because the US Army, they've got this cool spacecraft. It's called the Nomad. It's up in the sky, and it's got this scan, and you see it, you know, moving along the terrain, and then it just bombs the hell out of everything, and it feels a lot like one of these, strategy games, one of these sci-fi strategy games. Really cool. Then a sort of middle part where he's, you know, trying to dodge the US Army. It feels a lot like Blade Runner, especially with the design, because we see a lot of sort of cyberpunky society, etc. And also, because it's AI, you've got the lingering question all the time, you know, what is sentience? At which point, where do you cross the line, you know, to become a human or sentient, and all these kind of typical questions. Like I say, it isn't groundbreaking in any way, but it's just a really good film. It's pulled off well, it's exciting from start to finish, very likeable characters, great acting, music, of course. I mean, yes, it's Hans Zimmer, I'm a big fan of his, but the music is cool. To me, just to talk about that briefly, it's not typical, so it's not big and bombastic, etc. It felt very emotional and very sort of confined and small, very, very sort of personal, at least what it was going for. Obviously, you've got huge scenes with, you know, large music, I'll call it, but as a whole, the score, to me, it felt a bit different to what I'm used to from him, you know, so, and a bit good. I definitely enjoyed it. Now, the acting is great. I mean, I already mentioned John David Washington and Gemma Chan, but I'll also mention the Alpha Zero, the kid AI in this film, played by Madeleine Yuna Voyles. I had to just check my sheet there. Voyles. Yeah, and if I pronounce any of that incorrectly, I'm sorry about that as well. But really good. I mean, you know, child actors, always a difficult thing. I don't know how old this girl is in real life. 7 or 8 would be my guess, maybe, or 10 at most. Incredible acting, you know, where I'm like, I'm amazed that this is a kid on screen, you know, doing these scenes, because you really feel for it, and at least in that sense, you know, I was sold on the AI, this kid being human, in that sense at the very least. So yeah, it's really great. So many parts in this that work so well, and the most mind-blowing thing of all is it's got a budget of only $80 million, which nowadays is little. I know it's still a lot of money, but when you think about the typical superhero films that cost 3 times as much as this, it really shows what you can pull off with a small budget if you've got the determination and you don't get boggled down in details and on all that, because you've got a lot of wide shots that look amazing. Cinematography, by the way, just great, fabulous. It looks so good. We've got so many environments. The world feels so fleshed out just visually. We see all these cool buildings, and you know, we don't see them in great detail. We don't have these close-ups, which is fine, because then you can, you know, give us all these cool environments without spending too much money on it. But even when we've got scenes on the Nomad, the spaceship, etc. Not a single time did I think, you know, this is looks dodgy, these VFX shots or anything. Nothing at all. Really incredible that they pulled this off. I do hope that word of mouth will spread about this film, that it doesn't have too much competition at the box office in the coming weeks, so that I can rake in some more money. We need more films like this. It's not the best sci-fi film ever, of course not, but it's just, yeah, it's a cool film. I like the concept and it pulls it off really, really well. That'll be all from me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It is the best way to support this channel. Leave a comment down below about the creator or any other sci-fi thing you want to talk about. By all means, if you want to talk about the Paw Patrol film, put that down in the comments as well. Why not? I'll thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one on Flying Beaner. Take care.